Ladies and gentlemen, dear friends in Rotary, a very good morning to all of you present over here. To welcome the August gathering on this Day 2 of Rice Institute 2023, we welcome on stage the Bhutavata dance troupe from Sri Lanka. All of you have witnessed their splendid performances last evening. To give us another visual treat, they have conceptualized a dance today called as Mantara. This seeks to initiate the blessings from Almighty so that this wonderful morning can start off on a positive note. As the dance progresses, you will appreciate how the music transforms into a contemporary one, fusing the energetic movements of the dancers to the hype of the techno beat. So sit back and relax this wonderful visual treat we have for you.
Darkness coming round, and everybody's fighting with their brothers. Everybody wants control, don't hesitate to kill one another. So come back as Jesus, come back and save the world, bless all the future.
Guys, a huge round of applause. Come on. Fabulous performance indeed. Blessings of the Lord and an absolutely scintillating performance from the Buddhavata dancers from Sri Lanka.
Thank you once again, Buddhavata. It was scintillating as usual. Well, to officially welcome us back on day 2 of RISE Rotary Zone Institute 2023, please welcome back on stage Director, Convener Raju Subramanian.
Come on, clap. Where's the energy? We saw the energy yesterday from our president. Where is your energy? Louder round of applause, my friends. Good morning and welcome back. A fabulous day yesterday. We heard 2 young people who truly touched our hearts and showed us a path for various things. We had a man who came from Geneva just for 2 days to teach us something more about where our concerns ought to be for the health issues that we face and how the future is to be taken care of by each one of us. Friends, it's been a good day yesterday, but what was a blast was, can't hear you. The night was a blast. And I want you to give a loud round of applause for the man who made it happen apart from Gurmeet. May I request President Gordon to please rise, shake his leg and get an applause. Thank you, Gordon, for leading the way yesterday. You created hope in all their minds that they could dance too. And I think that hope was created by you. Amazing. Friends, today is a day where we start with a person who's going to talk of innovation and leadership. A man who had tremendous hardship in ensuring that the Vande Bharat train is made in India. A lot of people wanted the import to be done, gave him a fixed timeline to test him, and he overcame all the obstacles to ensure that we saved money on the dollar for the purpose of making it in India and made it happen with what a bang. And I think, my friends, 2 qualities which each one of us must imbibe in ourselves for the purpose of creating and building the brand which Nupur told us yesterday, we call her Guddu. Nupur told us yesterday is innovation and leadership. And each one of us have the ability to innovate, are leaders in our own right, and we need to take that extra step to ensure that we innovate and build upon our brand Rotary, and therefore we will have him before us. We have thereafter a gentleman who's there, whom we will introduce to you, a member of parliament, part of the Environment Ministry, who's going to speak to us on combating climate change. We need to face that issue, which is a serious issue that each one of us are facing for protecting our environment. We have panel discussions after that on foundation, on the future of Rotary, and also we have Ravi lead a frankly speaking discussion. So friends, an action-packed day and an action-packed dancing evening for you today. Again from a man who sings in 9 languages and who's an outstanding entertainer. May I invite on stage Mario for a moment, please. Mario, where are you? Where is he? Where is that tech team guy? Aryan, where are you? Please come here. Come here. I want you to tell them what you told me yesterday, this young man, but what it was, the presentation. Okay, come. Stand there. Friends, there's something. Can you have a hand mic? Can I have a hand mic, please? Friends, this is something coming from a president nominee. And it filled my heart with joy that what we had planned, what we had wanted to achieve, we have more than succeeded in doing that. And coming from a man like him, I think it requires attention. Yeah, Mario.
Good morning, everyone. Everyone knows me. I'm very straightforward when it comes to criticism, but also when it comes to praise. I was really amazed at the quality of the audio-visual of this institute. I have been to many institutes like Gordon and all senior leaders have attended, but this is convention-level quality. So I flatter you, praise you, and congratulate you for the outstanding AV exhibition you guys have provided us. Thank you very much.
Let's give Aryan and his team and the tech team behind there a very, very big round of applause. Thank you, Mario, for that generous comment. So, friends, today is a day when we start with a choir of a Rotary club of Bangalore, Indira Nagar. When I went to their club and they had that choir playing, it gave me so much of joy to listen to them. And we have them here for the first time. And we are going to pay our respects to people who have left us in this last 1 year. And I think, my friends, let's therefore also at the same time have a thought for a member of the board, the current board, whose husband, Eve Convoy, whose husband we lost yesterday. So I'll bring this back to memory at the time of the obituaries, and I'll come back and request you to pray for the souls of all those who have passed away this year, and also a member of the board whose husband passed away, Richard passed away yesterday. In the meantime, over to you, Samir. Oh, sorry, Rupa.
Yesterday, we saw a unique interfaith recitation by Mariam Siddiqui. Today, you will witness another unique recitation of the same through a song. To do the needful and to render the interfaith song, may I please invite on stage the choir from Rotary Bangalore, Indiranagar.
Hello.
Check, check. Hello, check. Hello, check. Check, check.
Hello, check.
Check.
Sound, please, from the beginning.
In your heart, and I know that it is love, and this place could be brighter than tomorrow. And if you really try, you'll find there's no need to cry. In this place a little space, make a better place. Heal the world, make it a better place for you and for me and the entire human race. Oh, people dying, if you care enough for the living, make a better place for you and for me. If you want to know why, there's a love that cannot lie. Love is strong, it only cares for joyful giving. If we try, we shall see. In this bliss we cannot feel. Fear or dread, stop existing and start living. Then it feels that always love's enough for us growing. So make a better world, make a better world. Heal the world, make it a better place for you and for me and the entire human race. There are people dying. If you care enough for the living, make a better place for you and for me. And the dream we were conceived in will reveal a joyful face. And the world we once believed in will shine again in grace. Then why do we keep strangling life? Oh, the earth crucify its soul. Though it's plain to see this world is heavenly, because lo, we could fly so high. Let our spirits never die. In my heart, I feel you are all my brothers. Create a world with no fear. Together we'll cry happy tears. See the nations turn their swords into plowshares. We could really get there if you care enough for the living. Make a little space to make a better place. Heal the world, make it a better place for you and for me and the entire human race. There are people dying. If you care enough for the living, make a better place for you and for me. Heal the world, make it a better place for you and for me and the entire human race. There are people dying. If you care enough for the living, make a better place for you and for me. Heal the world, make it a better place for you and for me and the entire human race. There are people dying. If you care enough for the living, make a better place for you and for me. There are people dying. If you care enough for the living, make a better place for you and for me. There are people dying. If you care enough for the living, make a better place for you and for me. 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 You and for me.
Save it for our children. In the world we live in. Save it for our children. In the world we live in. Save it for our children. Thank you.
Please remain on stage. Friends, we started off with a prayer yesterday to the Almighty, whether it be Christianity, Hinduism, or Islam. or any other Jainism or Zoroastrianism. That single thread continues to reverberate with us because we are one organization irrespective of all this, as I told you yesterday. And what is presented today, but this outstanding choir from the Rotary Club of Bangalore, Indiranagar, deserves a huge, huge round of applause. And I want to tell you, they just don't sing, they act, and they serve so much better than what many of us do. And I think, thank you very much. I bow to you for a fabulous, fabulous song. Thank you.
And it's in their abbreviation as well. We call them the RBI, so you know how great and how big they are too. Foundation people, I know you heard that. Well, ladies and gentlemen, on a slightly sadder note, as you heard, let's heal the world and save it for our children because there are people dying. So unfortunately, we too have lost some close RI officers between the last institute and this. We will be displaying the presentation of the departed. Post that, may I request all of you to please, So we will have RI director come back after that, and then we will all stand for a minute of silence after we see that. Can we have the obituaries presentation, please?
Hello. Friends, giants whom we have interacted with, giants many of us know personally. Also a great loss to the board and all of us on the board yesterday when we lost Richard Convoy, the husband of Eve Convoy. May I request all of you to maintain a minute's silence and pray for their souls, please. Thank you.
May God bless their souls. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we move on to the plenary for the day, the second plenary, and we are very happy to announce that the session partner or the partner for this plenary is our own IPDG, Pawan and Prachi Agarwal of Naini Group. Thank you, Pawan and Prachi, for being the session partners for plenary 2. And as you heard in the director's prelude this morning, we have an exceptional innovator, visionary, speaker, and gentleman who has come to enlighten us this morning. Before I invite him on stage, let's have a look at the audio-visual introduction of Mr. Sudhanshu Mani.
Mr. Sudhanshu Mani, the man behind the Vande Bharat Express. Mr. Mani, as the head of Integral Coach Factory, Chennai, dreamt big and followed it with a meaningful vision to lead an excellent team of officers and staff with purposeful resolve and action, and created India's first modern train, Train 18. Mr. Mani retired in the apex grade of the Government of India from the Indian Railway Service of Mechanical Engineering as General Manager, Integral Coach Factory, Chennai, after serving Indian Railways for 38 years. He also served as Railway Advisor in the Embassy of India, Berlin, for 3 years, interacting with railway systems in Europe and other advanced countries on behalf of Indian Railways. He is a Fellow of the Institute of Mechanical Engineers, London. He has authored 6 books, including 4 on a subject he has a special passion for, art and railways, one each on environment and greenery, and the last one on his journey of the Train 18 project. He now works as an independent consultant, but is also engaged in multiple activities like serving on the advisory and editorial board of leading railway and metro journals, writing for leading journals and portals, organization of Awadh, keynote speaker and panelist on platforms such as IIMs, IITs, TEDx, BMI and CII conferences, anchor for news analysis, art and culture on YouTube channel thepublic.india, and the promotion and curation of visual arts in association with a prominent art gallery of Lucknow. He writes opinion pieces regularly on national issues of engineering and project management in Hindu Business Line, Deccan Herald, Pioneer, IRJ, moneycontrol.com, pasuwatch.com, etc. He led the team to build the first ever indigenous semi-high-speed train in India, the Vande Bharat Express. From concept to design engineering to manufacture to validation, all done in India by Indians. His journey in leading and completing this unique project is recounted in his bestseller book, My Train 18 Story. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together for Mr. Sudhanshu Mani.
Good morning, Rotarians. Thanks to Rotary and particularly Mr. Raju Subramanian and my friend Mr. Ajay Gupta, here I am to talk to you today. Some caveats, there is a time regime. We are running behind schedule, but remember, there is Q&A. Remember, I am a railway man for life, so I have an inherent right to be derailed. No attempt by you can derail me. To expect that accomplished people like you would listen to me just because I have a story to tell is like expecting that a bull will not charge you because you are a vegetarian. I'm not a great speaker, so I draw a lot from poet uncles that I have. Kabir, 650 years old. I have an English uncle called Shakespeare. I have a Delhi uncle, very young, 250 years old. The story is old, same tannin, same terroir, same body, but I believe that like good men like us, the story, the wine of this story would mature with age and not turn to vinegar. We are in Amrit Kal. So how many of you believe that before 2047, when the Amrit Kal ends, India is going to be a developed country? So it's not a question of if or when, it's only a question whether it's going to be inclusive enough. In The Merchant of Venice, Portia says that if to do were as easy as to know what were good to do, chapels had been churches and poor man's cottages, princesses' palaces. So in the same vein, for me to come and lecture to you, ... So I would only speak about whatever little I have been able to do with my team, proof of the pudding as I call it. I begin with these wonderful words of the people's president, APJ Abdul Kalam. The dream is not the thing you see in sleep, but is that thing that doesn't let you sleep. A little bit about Indian Railways. Don't be hung up about all the data, except 8.5 billion passengers. That's like everybody on earth travels Indian Railways once a year. There's a lot of hype, a lot of news about Indian Railways. But I borrow from my uncle. Yes, strong reasons make strong action. But action is eloquence. Eloquence cannot be action. And do we, at all this time, 75 years of freedom, do we remember whether past is prologue or not? Do we learn from what has happened? I'll begin with Make in India. With this government in 2014, to you about, starting with railways, everything that moves on rails, trains, locomotives, or whatever, is all manufactured in India, but at some stage, the brain, the creativity of the product lies abroad, not in India. That's why I called, and first you get PKDs, CKDs, then transfer of specifications, drawings, protocols. Still, are we able to manufacture to the standard we imported, even after decades? A resounding no. Because technology transfer, I call it an oxymoron. It is not amenable to transfer. Technology is a creation which lives in the mind and the heart of the creator. There's no way to transfer that. One of my uncles has said, which I'll translate, basically it means that you can go poetic about anyone's beauty, but if you're a true lover, there are certain elegance of your beauty which will remain buried in the recesses of my heart. There's no way you will get access to that. Unless the gap is too large. So we are stuck between mindlessly global and hopelessly local. The truth is somewhere near being hopelessly local. Because if you create your own, good or bad, you can deliver 110, 120, 125% more than what you are otherwise capable of. So what I translated earlier, I will now recite before I move to the next slide. मेरे शेर आईना खाने में तेरी बेशुमार अदाओं के, मगर ऐसी भी है कोई अदा जो रहेगी सीना एराज में. That brings me to the basic question: to do anything, anywhere, not engineering, just about anything, what do you need? Of course, I'm sure these are the things without which you're not going anywhere. But I qualify it through cult from my experience. The first thing you need is to love what you do Love people you work with, those above, those below, your colleagues, everyone. Love the organization you work for. If you don't, quit, unless it's a serious bread and butter issue. All of us are leaders. Doesn't matter how many people work for you. As long as you're dealing with human beings, you're leaders. And human resource is still the most important resource. It is not human to love everyone. So you have to manufacture that love. You have to construct that love, contrive that love. But once it becomes a habit, the dividends are immense. Ik love like to talk to you about love of Indian Railways, which I love with all my heart, warts and all. It's all about the image of an Indian Railways train. The recall has not changed in decades. It's the same train that you see on the screen, same box type. Color has changed, some technology, more AC coaches and so on. But I always had this angst and a dream, if you may, is with such a large networks, such a large pool of engineers, when is India going to have a modern, aesthetically superior, technologically advanced, speedier train? And that was the seed of the story. Change alone is truly permanent in any organization, to look beyond love. Set up in 1955 as a dream of Jawaharlal Nehru to make coaches, railway coaches of current technology, not followed up by any vision or action plan by railwaymen like me. So it basically kept on doing more of the same, not much variety. So much so that it has a world record of having turned out the maximum number of coaches from one factory. In 1955, Chow En-lai, Premier of China, came to ICF Chennai, where I forgot to tell you, I was just posted as the leader of that factory 2.5 years before my retirement. I asked for it because of the dream and the angst I had, and it was easy because it's not a very popular posting. So this gentleman with the garland said that he wrote in the visitor's book that he would like all Chinese engineers to come and learn here. And all Orientals should be proud of this factory. And where have we landed? We make a beeline to go to China to learn from them. I don't know, some of you would have seen this cartoon. It says, Bevölkerung Indien überholt China, which means population, India overtakes China. In bad taste, but that's not the point. Point is to pause and look. And this gentleman who was in news, Sam Altman, he came here and said that it is completely hopeless to challenge them in spite of all your IT engineers and so on. However, it is your responsibility to still make the attempt. So we have to pause and look, and some of the things I have written are hierarchical culture, lack of scientific thinking, and so on. You can write your own if you agree with me. Moving on, so thanks to empowerment given by this government, the general manager of a zone or a factory, I made this table because I was invited to speak on being a government CEO in August 2016 as I joined by Kolkata IIM. And I found to my surprise, because I didn't know what a CEO was, that thanks to this empowerment, the power and authority of a GM exceeds that of the CEO of a large private company, but two ways to look at it. One, what's in a name? A rose would smell as sweet or rotten, or sarkari aadmi hai, we are here to enjoy the fruits of office. We are not here to deliver anything. Humko मालूम hai jannat ki haqiqat, lekin dil ke khush rakhne ko khayal acha hai. Or you look at the large canvas given to you for you to paint with a variegated palette of colors, to paint it in shades and hues of your liking and your choice. You're trying to be a votary of this. I land in this factory because we are still a very feudal organization. And because government has no bottom line, unlike the industries and businesses you run, it's very easy. All you need to do is break boundaries, break protocol, break proprietary, and build a bond. So all 12,000 employees, what you see is a family tree. All 12,000 faces put there, nobody is bigger or smaller. It was a project to find your own mug. But the belongingness it gave to everyone in the organization was phenomenal. I said, it's a 10,000 crore enterprise, 0.5% is mine, which I'll spend to improve the facilities in the factory, community, colony. It's becoming dilapidated. So my second in command said, well, you have ideas, do that. Don't interfere with production. So I had a lot of time. I would just take a walk and meet about 500 workers who knew GM as a ceremonial gentleman who came to the factory to cut ribbons or sit on a dais. They wouldn't know my name, let alone the face. I would go and ask them one simple question which I was told specifically never to ask in an industrial crowd, and the question was, any problem? And the answer 99% of the time, no problem, sir. If there was some problem with the toilet or lighting, it was attended. All it was doing was building a bond. One more example, there were many things like this. I'm a poor engineer. I cannot tell you technical thing that we did, that my team did that. By the way I met them, some of you would remember this. You remember this? So it is Manani Rahul Gandhi who went and hugged the Prime Minister. That's not important. What's important is what the Prime Minister said. The Prime Minister said, आज पता लगा कि गले लगने और गले पड़ने में क्या फर्क होता है. So it was all about gale padho these people. So government officers, learning from politicians, put their name on the plaque. Then something is launched, hoping to be immortal. So I told the chief engineer within a week of joining, go and count. You have a 70 years old history. All the plaques that have a name of a government executive, chairman, railway board member, GM, HOD, this and that. Tell me tomorrow how many are there. Next day he comes, sir, we counted all about 165 of them. I said, extract them and throw them in the dust. That's where they belong. From now on, we are going to spend a lot of money and open many things, but everything invariably, either by no politician, no bureau. Examples, I'm about how to manage these people, especially in government who don't work 4 or 5 hours a day. So you see, there's a square root rule. 10% of the people do 50% of the work. I don't quite agree. I think it's more like 20-25% who are so self-motivated that they carry the organization on their shoulders. Any attempt to motivate them will demotivate them. All you need to do them, not guide them unnecessarily, just pat them on the back. You have to look after those 75%, and how? Out of those 75%, there are 2-3% like these people who will never work. So in government, there is a fad to punish them and so on. There is nothing like a punishment in an organ. It's either reform or sack. If there is no spirit of reform, using the power given by the government of India, sack those people through a process. We don't do that. In fact, it's easier in government to sack people than in private sector, but you don't hear of it. We were able to sack 165 people to send message to other 65-70%. Even Modi ji cannot come and make you work 8 hours. As a poet has said, क्षमा शोभती उस भुजंग को जिसके पास गरल हो. क्षमा mercy, भुजंग snake, गरल poison. क्षमा शोभती उस भुजंग को जिसके पास गरल हो. उसका क्या जो दंतहीन विष रहित विनीत और सरल हो. Everybody respects a poisonous snake. A snake without poison, once you learn it, normally you wouldn't know whether it's poisonous or not. It loses the respect. As my uncle has also said, sin so much as, if I can add, misplaced mercy, with a caveat that it is excellent to have a giant strength, but it is tyrannous to use like a giant. We learning from Japanese, Germans, we also say ideation and kaizen and leaders' idea is pushed down, emerges as people's idea, you command, demand. All you need to do, as an idealist man, let me tell you, if you are idealist like me, don't worry to build your agenda because people who work for you have tremendous ideas. All you need to do is give them a platform. Time has come to give trust a chance. Some people may misuse it, but things would get done, and corruption, believe me, will come down. We trusted only two gentlemen, the chief design engineer mechanical and chief design engineer electrical, and I said, all the 5,000 parts for the train, in that short period that we had at our command, you decide whatever you want to buy from wherever, single source, double source, multiple, open, whatever. Buck stops at you. HODs, everyone, finance, procurement guys are all rubber stamps. And that worked wonderfully. And supply chain, I won't say wasn't a problem, but it was never a big problem in turning out the train. Time permitting, I'll come back to those jalebis. So we were able to make tremendous improvement in production. We said we'll not employ any more people, but the number of men per coach came down as the production went 2.5 times. We became the only carbon negative factory of Indian Railways, producing more through solar installation and wind than consuming, 13.5 megawatt versus 13. And what I leave on the right bottom, I'll spend 30 seconds on that. So we have this lip service towards empowerment of women. In government, there's something called Vishaka. Any case of sexual harassment, deal it through an inquiry and so on. As the rigmarole goes on, nothing happens. I said, I'm not the Chief Justice of India. I'm a simple administrator. I learn of a case, or my executives are encouraged to learn of a case informally. I don't need any inquiry, don't need any deposition. All I need to determine in 4 hours whether the complaint is genuine, and you can do that informally. And then I give myself 4 hours, using the powers given by Government of India to sack the gentleman then, and on the same day, all I need to do is write on the file as to why an inquiry is not done. And I would say that I don't want the segregated areas they wanted, and their production they wanted to show better than men. What I'm leaving with you is 23 Chennai women, 29 Chennai women aged 23 to 57, through heavy welding, heavy lifting, heavy fitting, building a railway coach entirely on their own. And the pride they had in their work was so much, and their output, if not better, was certainly equal to those of men. A little bit story of more of the same. I leave it to question and answer because we export to some countries again, mostly against Indian line of credit, but there's a Sri Lanka story that I have. Nevertheless, the world over, the trend in 180 kilometers or above speed range is to have train sets which have no locomotives, only coaches, all equipment mounted under the board. You can power a lot of equipment, so because it's all over the train, you can have a lot of acceleration, no reversal of locomotive and so on, many advantages, but we don't have them. Why? Because of this internecine warfare of departments within Indian Railways. Let the interest of the country go to hell. Narrow gains mattered. And then there is this gentleman with dollars. There's always an import lobby. We can't do it ourselves, so better import. But in all that struggle for 25, 30 years, it was only procrastination and no action. So we have so many concerns because particularly in our country, so many things don't work. In that large circle of concern, we have a very small dot of influence. We forget that. We are consumed by the concerns. As the Chinese saying goes, why curse the darkness? Light your own candle to remove some darkness around you. शिकवा जुल्मत शब से कहीं बेहतर था. शिकवा complaint, जुल्मत darkness शब evening. शिकवा जुल्मत शब से कहीं बेहतर था कि अपने हिस्से की एक शमा जलाते जाते. The time for me to light the torch had come, and coming to the dreams, having not lived our dreams all our life, we tell youngsters, go live your dream. I say, go make your life, live your life first. Make your bread and butter, look after your family, but don't let that dream be extinguished. Let it linger. An opportunity will come your way to realize your dream, and that time had come for me. And if I did not do anything about it, it was not a dream, it was a pipe dream. So I had the dream, the vision, I thought, the fortune for a great team, learning over the years through the so-called transfer of technology. A chutzpah to do something out of the box, but ennui all over, doing more of the same. All I needed was to channelize that energy. The platform was there, but there was a doubt. You may be a powerful GM, but it's a new type of animal, no locomotive, so you need a sanction from the ministry. I said, being your leader, I'll get it, but I was wrong, foolhardy. Jealousy, negativity, so on. From November 16 to March, April 17, we didn't get a sanction. So as a last effort, I went to the chairman. I said, you think we can do it? He said, yes. Other board members are not doing it. I said, you import whatever you want. Who am I to stop you? And you will be the one who will come and cut this ribbon before you retire in, I think it was July 18. He wavered, and then I grabbed his feet. I said, I'm not leaving it till you give me the sanction. Chairman was one Mr. Mittal. God bless his soul, he's no more. So people ask me, did you actually grab his feet? I said, well, to determine that, you'll have to go up. But the spirit is simple. You see, pride enhances you. You look at everyone with happiness. By grabbing his feet, I was enhancing my pride because I go back with a sanction. Vanity diminishes you because you belittle others to elevate yourself. By grabbing his feet, I was killing my vanity, which one of you would kill in any case someday. Why not kill it yourself today? The next question, so I don't know the timer, but maybe you'll get another 4 or 5 minutes. Oh, okay, 3 or 4 minutes. And so one was, so it's the first animal for the being built for the first time. What if it fails? Who will be the scapegoat? I said, well, I'll retire in December 18. Which better scapegoat can you find than me? What can they do to a retired person? Actually, they tried, I was wrong. But nevertheless, the way we define success is through the outcome of value. Whereas, if you have given your passion, your commitment, your everything, you have succeeded. The outcome may be a failure once, twice. Eventually, if you're giving your best, success would come your way. As my uncle has said, our doubts are traitors which make us lose the good we oft might win by fearing to attempt. गिरते हैं शह सवार ही मैदान जंग में, वो तिफल क्या गिरे जो घुटनों के बल चले. The days of your crawling on your feet are over. You'll be a mounted soldier like me with you, and we'll build this train for what the country is waiting for. I'll leave it. Basically, it's about engaging consultants and basically about being a witty fool than a foolish wit, as my uncle has said, because not knowing something is never shameful. Pretending to know everything is. So we engage consultants for design and work wonderfully, not transfer of technology, only for helping us design. As I come to the end, 1.5 minutes, so they said a project of this magnitude, the team, if you do a systematic working from concept to design to engineer to manufacture to prove out to validate, it takes 36 to 42 months. You are retiring in December 18. What if the new leader comes and said, okay, your manufacture has not started, abandon the project, go and do more of the same? I said, yes, that's a problem. But we will do something which has never been done in the world. We will do unsystematic work because the luxury of time is not with us. And we will turn out this train before I retire in calendar year 2018 itself, and to remind everyone that the train is going out in 2018, we will give it a name, and that is Train 18. After that, it was just a story of hitches, glitches, and solutions every day. I'll not get into that. Just one example, with all the foreign consultants and our industry partners, because industry had grown much more than Indian Railways, with capability and pride of working for the project, which we found surprising, but it happened. We'll do these meetings not in air-conditioned rooms or halls, conference halls in Chennai heat. We'll do this meeting right where the train was being built, so that the message is there for everyone that we are all one in this and we are going to make it happen. Fortune favors the brave. It lived up to its name once again and got done in 18 months, was unveiled in October of 2018. It was tested at 180 kilometers per hour with flying colors, if I may say, inaugurated as Vande Bharat Express between Varanasi and New Delhi by the Prime Minister himself. There was some negativity, but now more than 45 such trains are there. Only one failure till now, which is more than 6 Sigma, if you know what I mean. In the end, I only said 3 things. We were building a train, just a train. It was not Chandrayaan, spacecraft, Mangalyaan, missile, or a rocket. But the kind of appreciation and love we got as the train was turned out even before inauguration was phenomenal. Just a train. Travelers, non-travelers alike, media, public. Why? We look back and think it was because they thought that it was for the first time in railways that Indian something purely for India, by India, for India. And the Prime Minister who speaks about this train, and he is there for the launch of each and every train, unprecedented for a train, and he covers it beautifully when he says that this train represents, it is a symbol of a resurgent and aspirational India. As my uncle has said, things one are done, but joy's soul lies in the doing. It was really great joy in doing the train, but thanks to good people like you who invite me to speak about it and let me have that joy once again to relive that story. So thank you very much. 1,000, 1,000,000 such projects are possible in this country. All it needs is leadership with passion, commitment, and a sense of purpose. Thank you very much.
Sudhanshu. Friends, how many messages did you get? Phenomenal number of messages today, each of us resonating with what we in Rotary want and want to do. Commitment, passion, women empowerment, and so many other messages. Thank you so much, Sudhanshu, for a fabulous opening on day 2.
Can I have 15 seconds?
Yes, of course. You can have 30.
So as the leader, I got all the limelight, out of proportion to my doing. But it was a team. All of them remained unknown, unsung, who put their best. I realized if I don't recount the story and don't call out all of them by name and their contribution, they will never get that recognition. So I wrote this book. It's called My Train 18 Story. It's available on Amazon. I have no commercial interest in it, but today I have great pleasure in presenting a copy to my friend Ajay Gupta, if he's here.
Ajay? Ajay, join us here, please. Slowly. I don't want you to get hurt.
Big men have to walk slowly. My pleasure, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you. Thank you.
Friends, it's not always, and he taught us one more thing, failure leads to success. That you should continue to have that passion to work for your passion. And I thought, my friends, couldn't have a better opening for day 2 than Sudhanshu Mani. Let's give him a big round of applause. May I invite my aides, Prachi and Pavan, to join me here. And may I invite Bhaskar to please join me here. Son. We met a lot of his uncles today. They are also our uncles, please remember. So, next time, you need not quote Shakespeare. You can just say Shakespeare uncle and add Sudhanshu Mani with it. The Rotary Institute 2023. Pavan, to please hand over this to him. Bhaskar. A small token of affection and love from us for you to remember us by. Friends, let's give this gentleman a big round of applause for what he has brought to us, some home truths which we talk about, but which we need in Rotary, and I think we need to live our dreams and make those dreams real. Am I saying a theme? I think it's the best theme for Rotary, making dream real, because that's what creates hope in the world. Thank you, Mr. Mani. Thank you so much. It's been a privilege and a pleasure. Samir.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, you saw one great innovation and achievement, and not one, you saw many in fact, and we're so proud of our country, India, of what we do. Well, people talk about man going to the moon, India going to the moon. India's going to the sun. And we are going to the sun. Chand tare sirf nahi. Hum, what do you say? Surya tak ja rahe hain, if that's the right way to say it. And we have somebody who's actually made this happen or has played a big role in the organization that's made this happen. We're going to recognize the achievements and contribute to that excellence. Director will tell you the details. I know he says, ye mera hai, sab aapka hai sab. But let's have a look at the audio-visual introduction of this wonderful, wonderful achiever. In case the audio team, yeah.
It is our honor to present to you the brilliant mind behind India's space missions, Nigar Shahji. Born Nigar Sultana into a Tamil Muslim family in the town of Sengotai, Tamil Nadu, Nigar Shahji's journey from a farmer's family to the director of Aditya L1, India's inaugural solar mission, is nothing short of inspiring. Educated in the English medium SRM Government Higher Secondary School and later at the Government College of Engineering, Tirunelveli, Nigar pursued her passion, earning degrees in electronics and communications. She then furthered her academic pursuits with a master's degree from Birla Institute of Technology, Mesra. In 1987, Nigar embarked on her illustrious career at the ISRO, joining the U.R. Rao Satellite Center. Over the years, she became a linchpin at ISRO various satellite programs. Notably, she served as the Associate Project Director of ResourceSat-2A, showcasing her adeptness at handling intricate satellite projects. Family woman and trailblazer Nigar Shahji resides in Bengaluru with her mother and daughter, her son contributing to scientific endeavors in the Netherlands, while her husband pursues his career in Dubai. In 2012, at the helm of ISRO's Aditya L1 mission, Nigar Shahji shared a profound L1 soared into space on 2nd September 2023, and Nigar's influence resonated far beyond the scientific community. As the program director for low Earth orbit and planetary missions, Nigar masterfully orchestrated the Aditya L1 project, collaborating with academic institutions to bring together cutting-edge instruments, motivating, approachable, and always ready to tackle challenges head-on. Nigar Shahji stands not just as a scientist, but as a symbol of determination, breaking gender stereotypes and propelling India into the forefront of space exploration. Her story, a blend of humility, brilliance, and unwavering dedication, inspires generations to come. Ladies and gentlemen, please join us in applauding the visionary, the trailblazer, Nigar Shaji.
Women empowerment, her efforts in ensuring Aditya L1 moving into the sky in September. I don't know how many of you read the Times of India 5 days ago. It showed the data that has been collected by Aditya 1, which is going to help us resonate with technology in India in the future. So ladies and gentlemen, let's give Nigar a big, big round of applause. And one more Rotary connection. Lights, please, in the audience. Her brother, Sheikh Salim, was a district governor. So it's he who gave me the opportunity to invite this wonderful lady onto our stage. May I invite... यार लाइट बंद करो ना यार, मेरे को दिखता ही नहीं है. May I invite... अरे, I can't see anybody here. Kamal, looking for you that side. Kamal, come on. Bharat, may I request you to come on. And may I again request my kids to join me on stage. நான் தமிழ்ல பேசலாமா? தமிழ் தங்கச்சி என்னோடு நான் தமிழ்ல பேசலாமா கூடாதா? Well man, but I'm not going to speak in Tamil.